In a world obsessed with speed and instant results, what if the secret to success isn't just about how fast you could go, but how well you can sustain your journey? The tortoise had faced failure, distractions, and doubt, but now he is about to take on the biggest challenge of his life, the speed-driven mindset that had ruled his world. Can he really win with persistence alone, or will the relentless pace of the fast lane break him? The answer was coming so fast, and so is the race of his life. In a forest full of creatures with dreams, goals, and challenges, there lived a tortoise who had learned the hard way that success isn't about rushing. After his victory over the hare in the great race, he thought he had conquered all. But deep down, he felt that there was still something missing. Something important he had not quite figured out yet. As the seasons passed, the tortoise began to see the pace of life around him accelerating. More and more creatures in the forest were looking for the next big thing, ways to get rich, famous, or successful in record time. It wasn't just the hare anymore, it was everyone. There were fast squirrels, hasty rabbits, and even foxes who prided themselves on their speed. The forest was buzzing with energy, all focused on getting ahead. However, the tortoise had learned that true success isn't about being the fastest or having the quickest solutions. It is about persistency. It's about the ability to keep moving forward, no matter how slowly and uncomfortable the movement is. And so, he kept on his steady path, even as the rest of the forest raced around him. But then, one bright morning, a new creature arrived in the forest, a sleek, shiny cheetah, fresh from the neighboring savanna. She had the reputation of being the fastest in the world. No one in the forest had ever seen anything like her. Her speed is almost legendary, and the very idea of challenging her seemed ridiculous. Cheetah walked into the clearing where the tortoise was giving a lecture on persistence. She flashed a grin, her eyes filled with that cocky confidence that only the fastest can possess. "What are you doing here, old-timer?" Cheetah smirked. "Telling everyone they can win by being slow? That's ridiculous. You'll never beat me in a race. I'm too fast for you." The tortoise paused for a moment. His old instincts screamed at him to engage, to defend his beliefs. But the truth is that he had something greater in mind. "I'm not interested in racing with you, Cheetah," the tortoise replied calmly, choosing his words carefully. "I'm teaching others that success isn't always about speed. It's about staying focused, staying disciplined, and working toward one's goals every single day." But then, the cheetah laughed, the sound echoing across the clearing. "That's cute, but let's face it, you're the past. Speed is the future. If you're not fast, you're nothing. You want to see real success? You need to learn how to move faster." The tortoise stood still, watching the young cheetah. The pressure to prove himself was building. But deep down, he knew the lesson isn't about competing with speed, it is about choosing his own path. But here's the truth. The forest isn't just about getting ahead, it is about how you got ahead. So the challenge was set. The cheetah proposed a race through the forest. And the prize? A golden prize, reputation, power, and the ultimate bragging rights. The creatures of the forest would watch as the tortoise and cheetah raced through the dense woods, across streams, and up steep hills. The tortoise knew this isn't just a race. It is a test of what he truly believed in. Could persistence really win against speed? Could the steady, focused approach he had spent years perfecting truly defeat the hype and frenzy of instant success? The tortoise asked himself. But then, the race began at dawn. Cheetah took off with a lightning speed, her legs a blur of motion as she dashed ahead. But the tortoise moved at his own slow but steady pace. His mind was calm, and his focus unwavering. He wasn't trying to beat Cheetah's speed. He was sticking to his course, knowing fully well that success is about consistency, not quick bursts of energy. As Cheetah raced ahead, she taunted him. "Come on, tortoise. You'll never catch me. This is the fast lane. You don't belong here." The tortoise didn't respond. He simply kept moving forward, one step at a time. But then, as the race went on, something unexpected happened. The tortoise kept his pace, methodical, deliberate. And Cheetah? She started to slow down. But here's the truth. Speed might get you ahead initially, but it can't sustain you. Cheetah, exhausted from her initial burst of energy, had underestimated the tortoise's endurance. She was running out of breath, her energy draining. It was at this moment that the tortoise saw an opportunity. He didn't speed up. No, that wasn't his style. But he focused even more intently. He found the best path, avoided distractions, and used his energy wisely. He didn't let the pressure of the race becloud his judgment. But then, as the cheetah began to get tired, she made a fatal mistake. She veered off the main trail to take a shortcut, hoping to gain back some time. But the shortcut was full of obstacles. Muddy patches, thick vines, and rocks all slowed her down. The tortoise, on the other hand, stuck to his slow and steady route, avoiding the traps that came from rushing. It wasn't long before the cheetah realized her mistake. She tried to get back on course, but it was already too late. The tortoise had already passed her, inching his way toward the finish line with patience and resilience. In the final stretch, the tortoise looked back, his heart beating steadily. But the cheetah was nowhere to be seen. Tortoise reached the finish line with a calm, focused stride, and won the race, not through speed, but through persistence and careful planning. As the tortoise crossed the line, the forest erupted in cheers. The tortoise had proven that persistence, slow but steady, could beat even the fastest competitor. The cheetah, breathless and ashamed, slunk into the background. Her speed and miscalculation had become her downfall. But then, something incredible happened. The tortoise approached the cheetah, his voice full of wisdom. "You see, cheetah, it's not about the speed. It's about consistency. Success isn't always about winning fast. It's about winning right." Cheetah humbly nodded in agreement. And for the first time, she understood what the tortoise had always been teaching all along. The tortoise had proven that there is power in persistence, that slow and steady wasn't just a phrase. It is a mindset, a strategy, and a way of life. As the animals of the forest returned to their homes, they carried with them this powerful lesson. The fast lane might be tempting, but it's the steady path that leads to lasting success. If you've ever felt the pressure to rush, to race to the finish line, remember the tortoise's journey. Persistence, steady progress, and consistency will always outlast the need for speed. Are you ready to break free from the cycle of instant results and start building lasting success? Share this story with someone who needs a reminder that persistence pays off. And don't forget to subscribe or follow our page for more life-changing lessons from the tortoise. Thanks for watching.